Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we have more news about the new Untitled Battlefield game. And before I get into the video, I just want to preface this by stating that they're saying a lot of pretty words, a lot of pretty words. They're telling us a lot of what we want to hear. And, just keep that in mind. They want to tell you good things. But as a lot of people pointed out in my video yesterday going over the news that happened then, people are not going to be fooled anymore. People aren't going to pre-order, and they're going to wait and see what the game is like. They're going to wait for my impressions, wait for their own impressions. And until then, I suppose we can only take in this information with a grain of salt. So with that being said, if you enjoy the channel, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I cover all matters of FPS games, but I've mainly covered Battlefield games for the past 6 years. So if you like Battlefield, this is the channel for you. Definitely subscribe and turn notifications on, and swing by the streams. I stream every single day. First link in the description to my Twitch. Yesterday we had that big unexpected news where they dropped the first ever concept art that is now discovered to be Gibraltar. They refused to acknowledge the actual location of the screenshot, but people found it, of course, because this is the internet. And we now know that this image right here is actually Gibraltar, which is in Spain. Past that, the EA investor call was today, and they divulged a lot of information. So first of all, the next Battlefield game is being built by 4 studios. We've heard this before. DICE is working on the multiplayer, Criterion is driving content and working on single player and multiplayer content, Motive is working on the single player, and Ripple Effect is working on the quote-unquote new Battlefield experience that is almost certainly a battle royale or an extraction shooter. EA was very quick to let us know that the development is being enabled by their new Battlefield Central Tech team, who is focused on, quote, enabling these developers with the technology and tools to unlock their capabilities, and they also stated that they have the largest, strongest, and most focused team in the history of Battlefield working on the next game. This is why I prefaced this video. They're talking pretty big stuff, okay? They really are. They're saying this game is the most ambitious game in EA's history. They're talking about how they have the biggest and smartest and strongest and most focused team ever. So they're telling us exactly what we want to hear, and whether or not that actually pans out remains to be seen. Moving along, though, we have some new concept art that was shown in the background of the EA Investor Day, and some new information regarding just how long this game has apparently been being playtested daily. Quote, "We've been playtesting the next Battlefield game nearly daily for well over a year," end quote. And then Battlefield Bulletin with this post elaborates, the Battlefield teams have prioritized what they call their, quote, green initiative, which means they're focused on software stability, and the game is always playable for playtesting. They're already testing with players, and apparently EA plans to introduce a new large-scale, community-driven testing, quote, early next year. This will give the teams more feedback on gameplay, performance, and fun factor. I sincerely hope that they're talking about bringing back the community test environment from Battlefield 4 and from Battlefield 1. It would be a perfect time to bring that back. I think Battlefield needs that more than ever right now, and I certainly hope that's what they're referring to. Now, as far as their statement that they've been playing or playtesting the next Battlefield game internally for well over a year now, hey, maybe they have, maybe they haven't. Hopefully this doesn't turn into the new version of this game's ahead of schedule like we saw with Battlefield 2042. In general, EA's focus seems to be more on the community, at least in their communication right now. We all know how EA is with their community. It's just a matter of whether or not they'll follow through. They really seem to be prioritizing, mentioning the core player base, making sure that they mention feedback and play testing. And I suppose we will just have to wait and see how this pans out. Now, I want to switch topics and talk about the background concept arts that we got to see on stage here. The first one features the logos and just general logos of everything revolving around the game. As we can see here, the Frostbite engine is obviously the engine they're going to be using. Whether or not it's a version of, Frostbite 5 or something, that remains to be unseen. But you can see this kind of reminds me of Battlefield 3 Aftermath. If you remember those maps, maybe I'll throw some other screenshots here and just go back and forth. You can see how I'm sort of getting that inspiration. This helicopter that's trying to land here, I've tried to identify it and I can't really find out what type of helicopter this is. If you know, please comment down below. But if you remember what Vince Zampella said in that IGN interview just yesterday about how he was going to focus on denser play areas, this certainly seems like a denser play area. In fact, it seems like some things that people have been asking for quite a long time. Urban combat. This is very urban looking. Taking a look at the other screenshot, this gives us a little different perspective. It just sort of shows the potential scale of some of these maps. Now, hopefully this isn't actually the scale of one of the maps, but it's a big open field. There are a bunch of tanks in the field, even hundreds of meters away, a couple jets on the left side of the image, and what appears to be some sort of settlement or camp way off in the distance, just below the word playtest. In general, and this is common between both of the screenshots, I would say the art style and the art direction is much better than Battlefield 2042. It does seem to have a darker, grittier, more sort of, realistic, I don't know if that's the right word, approach to the art style. It feels more like Battlefield, but again, this is concept art. This is obviously not going to look like the actual game. So I suppose we will have to wait and see, but some interesting information that we can gather from those screenshots. And then I just want to bring something new to your guys' attention that you might not have seen on other channels. So there was a portion of this EA Investor Day where they were showcasing this AI system where you can build a map, not in Battlefield, but you can just build a map based on AI prompts and it'll do it in real time. However, there was a section that looked like it featured potentially some weapons from the next Battlefield game. And the reason why I think these might be weapons from the next Battlefield game is this sort of engine they were showing, whatever it is, this uses EA game assets. And we know for a fact that the weapon models in here certainly are not found in any other EA game, at least at the moment. So the only thing that makes sense is these are probably from the next Battlefield. They look to be very high quality weapon models. And I mean, it looks Battlefield to me. Let me know what you think in the comments section. So that's going to wrap it up for this video, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely some interesting statements made by EA today, some cool stuff that they're showing, and the timing of this is always sort of struck me as strange. This caught everyone off guard. Not even Tom Henderson stated that this was something that he expected. He came into my chat and he was like, well, this is kind of weird. They're posting it right now. And he said something funny like, hopefully this doesn't become dead information for the next 6 months. So what he means by that is, maybe they'll just not say anything for the next 6 months until they actually show something next year. I certainly hope that isn't the case, but EA even said that they're going to announce something early next year for the community, so we'll just have to wait and see. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this video informative, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I will be covering Battlefield in, well, entirety, and I will also be streaming every single day. Follow my Twitch stream, first link in the description. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Also, shout out to the Medify group supporters. You guys are amazing.